Hey everybody, Stephanie here. I hope you're having a great day. I just wanted to jump on and give you this quick word. And some of you are stepping into your finest moment like Joseph, where this seat, this position will seem like too big for you. So many open doors, opportunities, uncommon favor. God is truly doing a new thing. And so, stuff that you never thought you could do. The Lord is literally stretching you in this time. So you're going to feel stretched, a bit overwhelmed, especially at first. But the Lord is with you. Remember, he told Joshua, be strong and very courageous, because he knows the task. The Lord knows the task is big. And whatever he's requiring you to do, he knows that you're going to need him. And so, you guys, the Lord is with you. Be encouraged, okay? And do what the Lord is calling you to do. But so many, births, so many open doors, multiple. He kept saying multiple births, multiple doors are being opened. And he has enlarged and increased your capacity to handle much. You have been faithful with the little. Now he's given you much. He's giving you more. So all that he is releasing to you, some of you will literally have like 5 to 10, projects, endeavors at the same time. People are going to be like, why are they into this? It seems like they're into everything. But this is the Lord's doing. So don't focus on anybody else. Focus on what the Lord has put before you. Because what took others 10 to 15 years to do will take you 6 months or even a year to do. Not only by, the grace and power of God, but it's like an urgency where they must be accomplished at an accelerated pace because of the times we are in and the times that are about to come. And the Lord brought me back to a word that I gave about mavericks. Mavericks are unorthodox. They are unconventional. They do things differently, godly, but differently. So move with God. He is with you. Everything you need, his wisdom, knowledge, we have the Holy Spirit. And of course, he has been dealing with a lot of us about time management so that things can launch and excel at an accelerated pace. At this point, it's all on him. It is all on him. You just have to show up and watch the Lord move. But he wants us to also, guard our hearts from envy, jealousy. You're going to have persecution. And it was so weird. I had 3 recent dreams about persecution. Now, in one dream, this person was irate. You hear me? Insecurity was blocking this person, but I felt the peace and the love of God like literally overwhelm me. And I instructed the security to let this person, sit with me. Now, I'm not saying to do this for everybody. We're not fools around here. Okay, we got to use wisdom. But as this person sat with me, their hearts were changed. Like they became a completely different person. And again, of course, we use wisdom. You can't let everybody in your life. All right. We have to set boundaries. But we must focus on our response and not the actions of others. So stay focused on your assignment. Keep your hands and your hearts clean. I always say, be blameless before the Lord. Let their poor character be their poor character. Because I choose to love, honor, and fear the Lord. He has shown me judgment day and he has shown me hell. And nobody ain't worth none of that. I am going to love even if I have to do it at a distance. I choose to love. I choose to put on Christ. And it was one of the other dreams was I was driving up to a church and we were getting out of the car and I said, we let's put on Christ. Let's put on Christ because we know that the church is not perfect and neither are we. But as leaders, we have to put on Christ. and not be easily offended, because the enemy wants leaders that are bitter, that are angry, that are resentful, and that hate the people. A lot of people love the honor of being a leader, but despise the standard that is required for leadership, servant leadership. And so we have to guard our hearts. Remember, I always say, whatever is in you will flow out of you. We like to say, the blessing of the Lord, upon, Aaron's head to the beard on down. But if your heart is not pure before the Lord, that is not the only thing that flows. If that leader's heart is bitter and envious and angry, that also flows. So we have to be mindful, especially as leaders. It is a constant guarding of the heart, a constant not being easily offended. And I remember a book I read, years ago about Satan's bait and how he uses offense to destroy every good work. So you guys, again, guard your hearts, because what God is about to do, people are not going to understand. They're not going to like it. But at the end of the day, you must guard your heart. Now, the second part of this word is an alarm to prayer. Again, we've been saying on repeat that these are praying times. Even the vision I had a few weeks ago about the world being in chaos, but the people of God were safe and flourishing. So we see the good and the evil. But some of you have also reached out about the visions that I shared in the books and even on this channel about nuclear war. And I must say that Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. In that vision years ago, I shared about Russia, China, and Iran. But in this vision, Iran was a major threat to the United States. So I'm praying and believing that this nuclear war has been postponed. That is what I am praying, because even the leader that I saw is not the Iranian leader that I see today. This man that I saw in the vision, I will never forget his face. He had dark hair. The one that is now over Iran has white hair and he has a white beard. This person that the Lord showed me is not who it is right now. So I'm praying that this war has been postponed. I'm praying that it doesn't even happen. I've been praying against nuclear war for over 10 years, and I've shared a vision of how it even looked, how we were escaping. You guys, we were escaping even on the beach. It was to a point where it was some kind of technology that couldn't even allow us to fly, to get away on planes in some areas where the planes were grounded. And I saw even cruise ships and naval ships coming to help us evacuate. And I'm not going to get totally into that vision, but these are praying times. These are the times where the intercessor will be the ultimate champion. The Lord is going to use you to cry out upon him for this nation, because we have sinned against God, but we are crying out for the mercies of God, the salvation of this nation. And so, you guys, I'm praying that it doesn't even happen. But this does not mean that there will be no retaliation. So intercessors, get back on the wall, pray fast, because we don't want another 9/11. A lot of people would be like, well, a lot of souls came to the Lord. Yes, a lot of souls came to the Lord, but we still don't want to lose, lives. So we got to pray. We got to pray against attacks. There are multiple sleeper cells in several parts of this country. This is one of the reasons why you cannot have an open border. I'm sorry to say this. You can't flood your nation with over 20 million people without properly vetting, because you don't know who you are letting in. It's pretty much common sense, right? But be led of the Lord of where you go. Be mindful of these big events, outdoor events. Be watchful. Be led of the Lord. Please be led even in your travels. Again, that vision. The world was in chaos, but the people of God were flourishing like Goshen. Now is the time. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord, please get one because it is needed in these end times. So you guys, be encouraged. I'm going to say again, your blessings are about to flow, but guard your heart from jealousy, envy, persecution. The Lord of hosts fights for you. He stands before you. He has your front, he has your back. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up against you shall be condemned. That is your inheritance. So stay at the Lord's feet. He will lead and he will direct your path. He knows where he's taking you. And so you guys, thank you for your encouragement. Thank you for those that give, that sow, that send encouraging words to me. Whatever the Lord has you do, I just want to say thank you. And until next time, you guys, I love you. Bye.